problem is a lot of the times we don't speak up, we don't say nothing, and then we just do things and we just ignore them, and now they're pissed off because one, we're ignoring them, we didn't communicate what our roles were or what my mission was, you know what I mean? But if you know
That's big.
my mission, and I explained it to you from the jump, I just have to remind you every so often, like, hey, you know, like, you're gonna have to confront. And you just, if you're not confronting it, hiding from it. Like in North America, the women here have this sense of entitlement, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to say they don't have that everywhere else, but here, a lot of, like, when I came here, I felt like I met a lot of females that didn't know how to cook, don't like to cook.
Yeah.
Don't cook. For me, the 90s or the 80s thing, I think is more cultural than anything else, you know?
Now, I feel a bit more ambitious though. You don't figure that?
It's true, because here in North, again, that's why I say it's cultural, because in North America, it's like they're always telling us, go get the money, get the money, get the money, get the money.
Yes.
That we just forget about everything else that entitles.
Yeah. Get up and just like, fuck man, do this again.
No, because it's actually, see, that's perspective. Because if you're waking up and saying, oh, I gotta do this again, that means you're looking at life like, oh, it's life, it's yin and yang. Life is about negative and positive energies, and so for me, it's a choice. Happiness is not a place. It's not a destiny. It's not somewhere where I'm chasing after being happy. No, happiness is something that I cultivate within my.
Flushing, I'm flushing. They can't change what they thought, and they can't change what we really are. What they thought. We've been getting busy from the very start. Taking no days off, laid always straight out the mud. And I won't change for nothing. Big dog when I came up from the trenches, now I'm buzzing.
Welcome back to the show. This is another episode of Say Less Do More. We got Panama on the show, close friend of mine. Happy to have you here, brother. Real blessing.
Panama P.
Panama P. Yes. So tell me, how did you get the name Panama?
So it was my homie, Big Miami. This Dominican guy. Shout out to Big Miami. And the P came from Rock the House, actually.
Okay. Rock the House is he's from the States, no?
No, he's from Toronto.
Okay.
But he's Trini descendant. But he was a DJ. He was like a DJ bag. A lot of people, he's known in Toronto. So he's the one who put the P on it.
All right. So let me ask you this, man. What's our normal day for Panama? How does it look like? Panama P, right? What's a normal day? You get up, you do what?
My normal day, Jesus. I get up. I take my time.
Yeah.
I don't just get up like, like some people just get up and like.
Yeah. I'm like that.
I have to lay down for like a good like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Go back and forth, look at my phone. Okay, boom. Then I get up.
Yeah.
And then I'm out, and like I gotta eat something quick, go to the gym. Get that out the way, and then after that, I could just focus on, what's business.
Yeah, me, bro, I'm the type of person, bro, I do get up like the Undertaker. Like, I'll be laying there, and I was like, yo, I gotta go, pop. Like, right. I hate that about me, but it is what it is, I just learned to accept it, like, this is how I am, but like, bro, I literally am like that. I literally just get up and like, yo, shit, I gotta go. I wish I could have that type of, get up every day, take my time every day, but I'm always like, yo, get up.
You're on the go.
Yes.
That's blessed though. That's either way, doesn't matter. What works.
How often are you hitting it? How often are you hitting the gym?
I try to do 6 days a week.
Okay. That's big. That's big.
I try to do 6 days. I mean, sometimes I get 5 days.
You have a girlfriend?
Girlfriend?
Yeah.
Jesus. No, I don't got no girlfriend.
Because, you know, you're a little swaggy guy, so I just, you know.
No girlfriends.
I forgot what, you got your heart broken or?
When I was like 17.
Oh, say where? Tell me.
But no, like that was minor stuff, you know what I mean? It's not really heartbroken. It's just puppy love type business.
Why, like there's so many fish in the sea, why?
Exactly, that's why there's no point of having a girlfriend.
I never thought of that like that. I always looked at it like, you know, man needs not needs, but it's always good to have.
I'm into the poly life.
Okay.
If anything, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I turn Muslim before I do that. I'll marry I have 4 wives or something like that.
This guy,
you feel me?
What do you feel about the woman? The woman at this time, like, okay. What do you feel about the women that are out there right now compared to the women while we're growing up? Is there any difference? Do you see any difference?
So I'm an 80s baby, right? So I grew up in the 90s. So women from nowadays, yeah, there's definitely a difference. And especially because I'm from Panama. I was raised in Panama as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, I lived here, but I also lived there. So I think it's like the dynamics of the 80s or 90s ladies to the now, yeah, it's a big difference. Because now I feel like there's a new agenda, if you will, that's out there where like women are like more... I think it's a North American thing though too. You know what I mean? Because
explain.
Like in North America is different than if you go to Latin America.
Okay.
Right? Or even Europe or Africa or many other places, Asia even. Like in North America, the women here have the sense of entitlement, if you will. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to say they don't have that everywhere else.
Yeah.
But here, a lot of, like when I came here, I felt like I met a lot of females that didn't know how to cook, don't like to cook.
Yeah.
Don't want to cook or don't want to cater to.
Are you talking the woman now or like the woman in the?
No, I'm just talking. That's why I say it's hard for me to put it on like the timeline. I think it's more of a regional or cultural concept, right? Because if you go now in this day and age, you go to Europe or go to Africa, the women are different than North America. So it's hard for me to say if it's the 90s or the 80s thing. I think it's more cultural than anything else. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because the one thing I find too though about the women out here, the women too now, I feel they're a little bit more ambitious though. You don't figure that out?
This is something that is true.
That's a good thing.
That's good.
Like I find that women nowadays they're more ambitious than the women back then. Like the women were more modern in the sense of, you know, they're making sure the households together while the man's out there working or doing whatever. Then now, these women kind of getting kind of bossy. Don't think so?
No. They're getting it. Especially when it comes to money.
Yeah.
They're getting it. But it's like a gift and a curse, if you will. I don't really like using that word, but it's like good and bad at the same time. And the reason why I say that is because it's like, okay, they're getting it, but then there's also like like if you see most women in their 40s now, they're like, a lot of them have money, but they're miserable. You know what I mean? So they might have money, they might have all these things, but they don't got the dude, they don't got the family, they don't got the other things because here in North America, again, that's why I say it's cultural, because in North America, it's like, they're always telling us, go get the money, get the money.
Yes.
That we just forget about everything else that entitles a human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because like again, too, I find the women nowadays, they're not saying all, but like for instance, the women back then were more better in the kitchen.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Not like, again, I'm not saying that the women are not now, but there's not no drive to be that or
at all.
Oh yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like for instance, I know somebody that rather just get somebody else to make their food because it slows them down from what they're trying to do.
Right, which is why I say it's good and bad. Yeah.
What do you think is what's your biggest red flag in women?
Biggest red flag? I would say, oh yeah, this is a good one. For me,
Yeah.
is there's too much masculinity going on right now in females. And that's going back to that bossiness.
Yes.
Sometimes I think that masculinity is more of a egotistical or narcissistic, you know what I'm saying, mentality. So they start feeling themselves a little too much, which end up being like they want to be. You can be the lioness, but I'm always going to be the lion. You feel me? So it's like don't over exalt yourself in because us men, we've made so much money. And this is like the good and the bad with the man, right? Like throughout history, we've always made money. So, but now women are starting to make that money. And a lot of them basically let that get to their head, just like men let it get to their head, right? But in us men, we've been doing this for a lot longer. So women now that are doing it, they're starting to make the money. It's become a red flag because now you're making this money and you're starting to feel yourself a little too much to the point that you're cutting off your own blessings, which is the man or your family or this is the part that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So that's a red flag for me, the masculinity in women.
Do you think masculinity is under attack?
Hell yeah.
Give me an example.
Bro, give you an example.
Yeah. So, and why though? And why? Give me an example and why you think it's like that.
Why, I don't know. But I just feel like if you look now, like more men, I'm not saying all men, obviously, but a lot of men right now are just, they're pushing this like, this feminineness, like you see even in the rappers right now. Look at them, like, bro, like, come on. When we grew up, this wasn't it, bro.
You say like the dressing. The
dressing, the nails, the painted nails. Yes. Just yesterday, I seen a guy downtown Toronto wearing makeup, like guy dressed normal. He was wearing like blush and full out makeup, some Asian guy. And to me, it looked like it was fashion though. But it's like, what kind of fashion is that? Like, this is the fashion. So there is like, look at these guys are wearing kilts. These guys are wearing like purses, bro.
Okay, I'm not with that. But
and again, no, me neither. I don't care. I'm not trying to diss anybody. I'm just telling you're asking me a question.
But here's another thing I noticed too, right? Is like growing up, I remember when jeans started to get tight.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, I remember the beginning of when jeans were tight, that was frowned on. And then there's, the jeans are super tight. That's super tight. Really. You ever think that like, bro, maybe couple years from now, wearing makeup is going to be like a normal thing for men?
Of course. That's how they start. They started as like, and then eventually, yeah, of course. It's already like that. There's a lot of guys that probably grew up our age that I noticed that are wearing like nail, like their fingers, all this, like they're doing all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wearing little, Louis Vuitton purses that are purses. They call them a man bag. It's a purse, bro. Let's keep it a buck.
So now we can't keep it one-sided and just talk about the male masculinity being under attack. What about the females? You think they're more under attack now?
No, they're being pushed. They're being put on a pedestal.
Yeah.
So
you don't think that like for instance, I think
and there's nothing wrong with that. I think women should be empowered. I love empowered women. Like I love to empower women. But I feel the only thing that I would tell women is that you don't let that get to your head, because just like how success has gotten to a lot of men, and sometimes we men, we carry our success on our sleeves. Like we don't worry about like, what kind of man are you? Are you a man of integrity? Are you a man of compassion and love, or like what kind of man do you have? Your character of a man, you know what I mean? We as men, we carry more our success on our sleeve. Like that's who kind of like what makes us as men, you know what I mean? And women now are starting to do the exact same thing. So they don't even care what kind of women they are at this point, you know what I mean? They just care more about, I'm successful, I got money, I got this. It's like, let me tell you something. We don't care. Us men, you're not going to do nothing for me like that. We don't care about your success. We want to know what kind of woman you're going to be. What kind of mother you're going to be. What kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's big, bro.
That's what I care about. I don't care that you got money. I get money too. What do I care about your money?
So you don't think that they have it like, because like a lot of these girls are getting influenced on, or they think they need a BBL. They think that's how I'm looking at the females being put under attack, because I remember when that wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? So do you feel us as men make women feel like that? Like, fuck, man, my ass needs to be bigger because I ain't gonna get that attention, or I need bigger breasts for a man to like me, or like, maybe not directly a man, but I think a lot of girls just want attention. They don't not necessarily want the man. They just want the attention and acknowledgement. Mm-hmm. How you feel about that?
Which part? Say it again. Like
the females being under attack. The femininity.
On the sense of what you're saying, like with the BBLs and all that.
Yeah.
I think that's just like where the world has come to, like when it, again, back to character and like principles and like shallowness, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like we've just come to a point that not just women, like if you want to say that that's women, yeah, but also men. Like we've come to the point where, again, we're not even worried about the character of the person. We just care about what we see instead of focusing on the unseen. You know what I mean?
So do you think we put females to, like, do you think men are the reason why a female wants to? Like for me, I personally believe that over time, it's men that push female into that position. Like, yo, my ass needs to be big, my breasts need to be big. Like, do you get what I mean? Because I
think partially, but not. I don't think it's men doing that. No, definitely not. I think the demand is there. So because women they're vain in somewhat in their nature, because they always care about how they look, this and that. So they're always gonna critique themselves at that level. But I don't think that's a man problem that's causing it. I think it's their own insecurity. And then we as men are the people in power that say, okay, you know what, there's a niche here, or there's a need here, or there's a want here, that there's a demographic of women out here that actually want to get their butts done. So guess what? Surgeons are going to go to school to figure out how we can make money off of this. It's capitalism, right? We're always going to find a way to make money to whatever people want. So if a woman wants to start putting new color eyes, guess what? Doctors are going to go to find how they can get new color in their eyes. And vice versa with anything.
Yeah, because the reason why I want to talk about this is because I've noticed that, like, even down to the way girls take pictures now, they're different from when I was growing up and the shit that I used to see before. Like, girls don't even look straight at the camera anymore. The ass is facing the camera first and they're looking back. Like, literally, like, you see what I'm saying? Girls don't even stand up straight anymore. They're using their toes to like make the ass look bigger, like filters. Girls are killing that right now. Like, how do you even feel about that? Like, that's how I feel like a lot of this shit comes from a man.
You think so?
I feel like they're, and when I say a man, I mean on a broad sense, like society of men. Like, oh, look at the attention she's getting. Look at Rihanna. Oh, she got some big ass right there. So I think I need to do that too. Because look how much attention she's getting. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, sure. But I don't, no, not like I hear what you're saying. I don't necessarily agree with it because I feel that, again, it goes back to their vain self. Like as women, they're vain. And they're about their beauty, right? So I think but yeah, sure, in a sense, indirectly, men have to do with it because why are they vain? Because they're trying to impress us. The same way that we can be vain as well when we try to impress them, right? But bro, the power of the PUSSY.
They're going ham though. Like never, ever, like they're going ham. Like.
Right, but now this goes with, I find that this has to do with now the evolution of medicine. If these things weren't created, they wouldn't be doing it. So you asked me, you said back in the day they used to take pictures and women were like, well, it was different, right? Now they're the first picture. But now think about it. Back then in the 90s, we didn't have delete and take a new picture. Now they have that technology where they can delete and make a perfect picture, the Instagram picture. Back then, you just had a picture. You took a picture, and that was it. You couldn't go back.
Yeah, it's true.
So every picture was Instagram picture, right? Like now, now you have the ability to erase and take it out right there on the spot and redo it.
They're even going like more ham onto like, you know, like small enough the waist, all that kind of stuff. I'll give you an example though of a situation. So I know this girl, she used to always tell me like, oh, muscles, yo, I'm not into muscles. Oh, look at her shoulders. Ugh. Hey,
look at her shoulders?
No, that's how the girl was telling me like, you know, oh, her shoulders are too big, or oh, look at her muscles. I'll never get like that. Just want to be toned. So the girl went on I know the girl really well. She went on what would I call it? Like I wouldn't say a cleanse, but like she really locked in with the gym. And I remember seeing some pictures of her. She's flexing her muscle because I give her a lot of praise for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, you look good. Yo, keep it up, ready day. And then the girl just started to go more ham, and now she's flexing ready day. She's like, yo, look at my back muscle. Look how much pull-ups I'm doing. So I felt like, I feel like if I didn't give that any praise, they would have just stayed stagnant where they were at. You know what I'm saying? Like I really believe, I'm a strong believer that a man's opinion matters a lot.
1,000%. It encourages. Yeah, we encourage each other. But I think that goes vice versa, because a woman's opinion can also encourage a man, or could break a man. Depends on the man, if the man's strong enough, whatever. Yeah, mentally.
Does money define the man? And why isn't it that way with women?
Oh, it definitely does. It does. It is with women as well, but it doesn't define a man. No, your character defines you. I mean, money just enhances and inflates your character. So if you're a piece of shit character, when you get money, you're just going to be a bigger piece of shit.
I never heard that one before. That's a new one. Should men and women have clear, defined roles in relationships?
Should they have different roles in relationship? Of course, yeah, we're different. We're different for a reason. God made us different for a reason. We're definitely equal in a sense of like equality. Like a man is not better than no woman is better than no man. But we definitely have, we have different roles for a reason, and it's definitely biased. It's definitely yeah.
Should a woman prioritize her family over her career? That's a tricky one, no?
Honestly, I think by nature, yes, by nature. But in this day and age, we're doing whatever we want to do. So, I mean, all the power to you. If that's what you want to do, do it. If your career to you is what you care about, and at one point you don't mind sacrificing the fact of your family, just know that there's a consequences to everything, right? So who am I to tell you to not?
So let's ask you the same question for a man. Career over family? When I say over family, I don't mean like neglect them. By like your career first.
Yeah. Again, life is double standards, especially with men and female. Life is double standard. Women can have kids, men can't.
Yeah.
I don't care what what media tells you right now that men can have kids. Women have kids, men can't.
Yeah.
Men can piss on walls, women can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So
there's always going to be a double standard. Right now, everyone wants to be like, oh, well, we equal. Just because we're equal, like I said, a man is not better than no woman, a woman is not better than no man, but it doesn't mean that there's no double standard. Like, there's some men that are probably crying like, how come she gets to have kids and I can't? That's the way God made it.
Yeah.
So you can't just be, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like women and men are like trying to fight for like to see how the equality is between men and women, and it's foolish.
It gets worse and worse as the year goes by.
It's foolish because we're not built the same. You have look what happened with the Olympics. You had a man fighting a female. Like, yeah, let's fight. Let's me and a female fight and see what happens. Yeah. Like, sure, obviously there's those like 1% or 5% maybe that are juicing or in the gym or really skilled fighters that could beat up a man. But that, like, let's be honest. If you grab a skilled man, the same amount of the same caliber of skill of that woman, and she's as skilled, it's always the man's gonna win majority of the time. So there is double standard, and we have to accept that. You know what I mean? Stop trying to like fight the nature, because that's nature. That's at its finest.
It literally is nature. So could you agree with me and say that your career is the most important thing, because that's the gateway of you taking care of your, like, bro, if family is important to you, then that means how you take care of your family is important to you, right?
Yeah, like you were saying, like if men can neglect their families, you were saying, right? And I think 1000%.
Yeah.
Bro, think about it. But neglect in what sense? Because we, as people, it's from men from the beginning of time. Men were outside neglecting their families.
Okay, so sorry, that's probably the wrong word to use.
Prioritizing.
Yeah.
Again, let's go back to the same answer. From beginning of time, men were out neglecting or prioritizing the food, because indirectly, us men, when we are out there working or hunting or whatever, when we were so-called hunters and gatherers or whatever, we were within our villages, men would go out and do their thing. And we were leaving the women behind, right? Not because we neglecting them, but because we were prioritizing them. They're a part of our priorities. So think about it. When we go out to work and we have a family, they might think we're neglecting them. But in due reality, are we neglecting them, or are we going out there to make sure that they're actually straight when we come, like, so the house is straight? We're sacrificing ourselves for the family, as a matter of fact. So
sorry to cut you off, because I think this is a very important topic we're about to hit now. So there's a lot of people out there that are trying to provide for their family, take care, have their family prioritized, working and stuff, but they don't get no credit for it. They're just like, yo. They're just like, oh, like for instance, okay? Say for the man that hustles. He got to go outside. He's on call. His phone rings. He got to go. He trying to take care of his family, but he has somebody's ears like, yo, you're always on the road. You're never ready day. As soon as you come home, you fall asleep. How does one deal with something like that?
How does the man deal with it, or how does the woman?
How's the man? How's the man? Because like for me, you gotta be able to ignore. Yeah, you gotta be able to ignore it.
Ignore your wife. No. You know what it is? You gotta have communication. It's like, yo, it's as cliche as it is, as cliche as it sounds. They always say, communication is key, and it is. Communication is key. Like when you guys can communicate and actually be eye to eye and understand what each other's role is and why we're doing what we're doing, and she can understand that. I'm not saying it's going to be a smooth sailing and that you won't have any issues, but what I am saying is that at least you put it out there, she knows, and if she's an understanding woman, she'll understand that, hey, you know what, he told me from the beginning this and that. The problem is a lot of the times we don't speak up, we don't say nothing, and then we just do things and we just ignore them, and now they're pissed off because one, we're ignoring them and we didn't communicate what our roles were or what my mission was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you know
that's big.
My mission, and I explained it to you from the jump, I just have to remind you every so often, like, hey, babe, like.
So let me make this clear. You feel like certain men need to communicate better.
1000%.
And stop being like, I was talking to one of my
guests. In anything though, not just in relationships between you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, you and your business partners, in everything. You got to.
What if you're a person that doesn't like confrontation? Do you think there's another way you can go around it without?
Then you live on the wrong earth, on the wrong planet.
For real.
Confrontation is part of life. You're gonna have to confront things. And you just, if you're not confronting it, then you're hiding from it. And I think that's not a good or an effective way of dealing with life, just running away from confrontations. Just deal with it, talk about it, and it doesn't have to be a negative thing. Confronting doesn't have to be a negative thing.
One thing I've been noticing that's been going on in the world today is that women are really getting to their bag, but it's the man that's just like really just handing it over, like, you get what I'm saying?
That's always existed. Power of the PUSSY.
What advice would you give to a man that basically is just like for instance, you meet a girl for the first time, why does the man always have to pay? Like, are you are you one of those are you a guy that's gonna be like, yo, I just met you, yo, I'm paying half of the bill? Like, how do you deal with this? Because I'm an alpha male. I like to be like, yo, don't worry, I got this. You see what I'm saying? Not only just with women, but just like, you know, if I get satisfaction out of treating and hospitality, right? But where do you draw the line with, like, some of these guys are just going, oh, your rent's due? Really? They paying the girl's rent?
Yeah, they're buying love.
Okay.
You're buying love. That's the difference, right? Like, what you're saying, like, as a man, right? As a man, I'm the same way. As a man, I believe that you have to, you take care of your woman. You take care of, your women or your woman. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that goes in every aspect, spiritually, mentally, physically, and monetarily. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that as no simp. I don't mean that in no weak-minded way. No. That's a man. That's what we do. But where's the thin line is where you have to understand, again, back to character. A lot of people don't have that third eye or that understanding to be able to see, to do that with the right woman that has the right intentions, that are going to pour into you. So I don't mind pouring into you, because it's like the law of the land, right? Like, you reap what you sow, right? So what you give is what comes back. If you only put in 100, you're going to get. If you put in 100, you're going to get 100. If you only put in 50, you're going to get 50. If you put in 20%. So into my girl, I'm going to put in 100, so I can get 100 back from her. Now, if I'm the first to put in 100 into her, and she doesn't reciprocate that energy back, then it's her loss, because you already know you had a man that was willing to put 100 into you.
That's big, bro.
And I don't mean that in no tricking way at all. I mean that in a respectable way, as like, you see potential in her, but she's got to be able to see the potential back in you, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point of me putting 100 into a woman that ain't gonna put 100 back into me.
That's real shit. They say that
they say 50-50, but it's not 50-50. If we do 50-50, if I only give you 50% of me,
she's not gonna want that.
She's not gonna want it, and I'm not even gonna want 50% of her either. I'm gonna be like, yo, I'd rather zero. I'd rather you just me be by myself, and I'll put that 100% into myself than to put 50% into someone else that I'm only gonna get 50% back. No, I'm gonna put 100 into you, but you got to put 100 back into me. And sure, okay, maybe you got me. Oh, you got me for a little. We went out on dinner and I paid. Okay, cool. Like, that's nothing. That's soft.
How do you know when a girl's abusing that?
Oh, you gotta know, because, again, that's where that as a man, you gotta know. You know that, like, intuitively, you know that. Like, you could tell when a girl's really bout for you. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of girls that got good game, so they'll finesse you and they'll make you feel. And that's, hey, it is what it is.
I feel like a girl can only get the finessing part aspect. I don't think girls are sick finessers like that right off the bat. I think if you're with a girl and you spend time with them, oh, you're cooked. You're cooked. If she wants to switch up, it's gonna be harder to, especially if you're a businessman and you're on the go and you don't have the time to sit down and be like, hey, yo, like basically Netflix and chill type vibe every day, and like, yo, bro, you can get finesse hard. Like, bro,
women are into the business, though. Women are into business. Women. Listen, women only find you attractive or even fuck with you on a level because they see the potential in you. If they start seeing you soft in any single way, bro, you like you said, you're cooked. You're done. Like they're just gonna eat you alive.
Why do you think most people are broke, bro? Like, why? Like, cause I've not that I'm around, but I've been in situations where, like, you know, like life has took me on a different journey. I had to leave people alone for a bit, came back around. People are doing the same thing. And it's just like, yo, bro, are you, nothing's changed, you're still doing the same thing? And I noticed it. A guy told me he went and did he had to sit down for a bit. And he's like, yeah, I came on, everybody's still doing the same shit. It's 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my question to you is a 9 to 5 job just a modern day, like a modern form of slavery, in the sense of, like,
yes,
we were talking about earlier, like about the hustle, like you can't be 110% square if you want to start something or get something going. Explain that. We were talking about that earlier.
So yes, it is. Listen, working, ain't nothing wrong with working. But the way that the system's built, if you're working for what you really want, like, it doesn't consist of getting a paycheck. Like, you could be working and doing something that you just love doing. Like, for example, you right now, are you getting a paycheck for doing this?
No.
Directly, like someone paying you?
To shoot and film?
Yeah,
no,
to do this.
No.
But you're working. This is work.
Yes.
So again, there's nothing wrong with work. As long as you're doing it, you could be doing whatever. Like, anything could be considered work when you're putting into work something that's going to give you back something, right? But when you're looking at how the system has set it up, where you go to work, you hate your job, and you're stuck now. So it's like you're in a mental slavery, in a sense, where you're enslaved to the material things, because the system, the way it's set up now, it's like, okay, you buy your house or you rent your house. Now you got to go to that work you hate. You can't let it go now, even if you wanted to, because you still have to pay rent. You still got to pay your mortgage. You still got to pay your car. So you're in a sense, it is a form of slavery, right? But you're slave to the material things, right?
Yeah. What do you think is? Oh no, that's not. Yeah. What's the number one mindset shift that men need to start having?
Mindset shift that men need to start having. Well, I think for all men, you just gotta, first you gotta be a man. You just gotta be you, bro. You gotta be a man. Like, and I think, like, we just have to identify what it is to be a man. I think that's number one. You gotta identify what it is to be a man, and then you can understand what your next step is gonna be.
Does school prepare? Do you think school prepares people for wealth?
For wealth?
Yeah. Because we were just talking, and we were saying that, you know, you gotta have your little side something if you want, you know, if you don't want to stay in the system of the man, like, you know what I mean? So, do you, like, for me, I'm a strong believer that school's important to a certain extent. Like, you know, you gotta learn how to add numbers and understand, like, certain shit. But I feel like after a certain point, I feel the most important thing that you get from school is the discipline.
Well, if you're looking at it you said two things. So there's, again, back to systems. The way the system has built it, like their schooling, and then their school. Anything could be schooling. Like, you can be schooled by your father, you can be schooled by your mother. Do you need the actual public school system? No. Yes, but yes, schooling is not like read books. Yes, you need to learn how to read. You need to do math. You need to learn. I think those two, the major things, right? Like as long as you know how to read and do math, bro, the rest, unless you're trying to become a doctor or something like that, you need to learn like the science and whatever.
Even the doctors be bad to it, man.
But this is what I
That's
said.
crazy, bro. Like, yo, it's crazy. Like, there's so much stuff I've learned recently. Well, I should say recently, but like later down in my life, I wish I knew when I was younger, bro.
Yeah.
I wish I knew when I was younger. Okay, we're gonna take a pause for a second.
Damn.
Take a pause. We're almost halfway though. Yeah, it's pissed too.
Chill it, brother. So
I know that stung. It's supposed to. Like food. You broke my camera.
You
Joking.
broke your own camera. All right, rolling.
Yo, Angel's such a weed head, yo. Holy dog.
Rolling.
Rolling. All right, brother. What separates winners from losers in life?
Winners from losers. I feel like discipline, probably. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, don't worry. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Panama still, I can't lie. The one word answers.
You need an elaboration.
All right, okay, let's try again. Let's try this again. All right. That's why I give a lot of examples.
But then just go, can you elaborate?
All right, yeah. All right, let's start again.
Okay.
What separates the winners from losers in life? Yeah.
I would say discipline.
Mm. So now, okay, so can you elaborate on that in the sense of like, okay, so you could be a loser in life, I feel, but still have discipline in a sense of like, you're just your goals are wrong. Shit that you're trying to achieve is...
No, because you can't have, I mean, I haven't really thought about what you just said, like be a loser and have discipline.
Yeah, because there's a lot of losers that are doing the same shit religiously over and over again. Like, let's think about it. Just think about it right now, okay?
Yeah.
Think about certain clubs you could go to. Some of these people are losers, bro. They do like...
Clubs.
Like, fuck.
You can't, no, there isn't, because it defeats the purpose of discipline.
Okay, so what's your definition of discipline?
My definition or the definition of discipline? It's not an opinion.
Okay, so the definition of discipline.
So the definition of discipline would be doing, well, actually there's different ways to define it, but discipline is like doing something that you know needs to be done, so you're not a loser, right? So things that need to be done that you may not want to do, but you know it needs to be done by any means necessary, and you're willing to make sacrifices to get that done. That's discipline. So you're willing to push aside things that you like to do, maybe even being lazy, maybe even going to the club, maybe even sleeping in all day. Who doesn't like to sleep in?
Yeah.
A lot of people do. But guess what? That's what makes them losers. So if you're a disciplined man, you're not gonna allow yourself, even though you like to sleep, you're gonna say, you know what? I know this is gonna make me a loser, so I need to be disciplined so I don't become a loser. That's why I say it's almost an oxymoron. You cannot be disciplined and be a loser, because what you need the discipline for is to not be the loser that you are. So if you're a loser, then it's because you're not being disciplined and you're not doing what needs to be done so you can achieve the goals that you would, that's gonna make you into a winner. And that's why you're a winner, is because you're disciplined.
So can you be disciplined but be going about shit the wrong way?
Yes, definitely. You can make it. That's why I was like, hold on.
That's what I'm saying, because there's a lot of people in life that they're disciplined.
Yeah.
They get up and they go to work. The boss tells them to already,
But could
There
you
are
call
times-
them a loser though? I wouldn't call that a loser. You just made a mistake. You just went the wrong way. I wouldn't say you're a loser though.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's good. Never thought of that. I just.
You made a mistake. You're putting your discipline on things that are that you could use your discipline in a more effective way to get you to a higher thing. But maybe that, who knows? Maybe that is their goal. Maybe, and who are we or who am I to tell them that they're going the wrong way? Maybe that is part of their journey. Maybe they got to go through that side only to realize later on and say, hey, you know what? This is not what I want to do. I actually want to do more this way. So life just keeps on twisting and turning because our success, we think success is just like a straight line up that way, but it's not. Success really goes more like this, and sometimes it does twirls, and then you get back up here.
Yeah.
But sometimes you may think you're losing, but if you have the right perspective and you can learn from those negative situations or those wrong turns, those wrong turns is what allows us to win and be successful.
So do you think being disciplined if you're disciplined, you understand that you're making wrong moves and you need to fix up?
No. Well, yeah, sure, maybe. But I don't think it's because of discipline. I think that's just being self-aware.
Yeah, because look, there's guys out there that probably get up in the morning, do the same shit. They have ambition, they have goals. But, bro, if you keep going the way you're going, you're not going to ever achieve those goals. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
for instance, okay?
Yeah, and that's where discipline lies. So you're not disciplined. Because if you're just going that way, that's not discipline. Unless you just don't know where you're going, that's different. So then you're lacking intuition. You're lacking like self-awareness. Because when you're self-aware and you have that intuition, you know which way to go. So I think that's not, so you're not lacking discipline, you're more lacking direction.
Yeah, man, good, because it's funny. It's because it's like the society that we live in right now. I feel like we are working at like we are going against the elites. Like when I say the elites, like the government, like I feel the way they have shit programmed is to keep us from excelling.
Of course, yes, 1,000%. It's always been that way.
What do you think is the biggest lie society tells us?
The biggest lie?
Yeah. That people need to be aware of, like, yo, bro, life is not like this.
The biggest lie, Jesus. I could give you a few, but the biggest lie?
I'm gonna give you one, but I want you to I want to hear one on your own. Schooling, that you have to go to college, you have to go to university, or else, bro, you won't amount to nothing. Like that, bro, that was an impression that I was under when I was growing up.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
I always knew.
Yeah. So
within myself, I knew, because okay. You want me to tell you my answer? Is that I think is, you just said it, and I think it comes from that. The biggest lie is that intellect is your greatest, like, the best thing ever, like having intellect.
Yeah.
But I find that wisdom is way more important than intellect. And we prioritize, like you said, we prioritize intellect way more. Like our intellectual, whether you know how to read or you know how to, let's say, understand how to use this cell phone or how to use your camera. So this is all intellectual side. Like you understand things. You understand how this light works. You understand how this phone works. You understand. So you're intellectually knowledgeable of things. There's nothing wrong with that. You should know that. That's fine. That's great. But I think we prioritize that over what's really the biggest, I think, gem is to be wise. And wisdom and intellect are two different things, and a lot of people don't know the difference.
All right, I'm going to try to ask you this again, because I really want to know your opinion on this. What do you think is the biggest lie that is being taught to that are being told to the youth today? Like I gave an example, like, yo, bro, going to school.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the biggest lie, is like focusing on intellect.
Okay.
So more or less like focus on your wisdom, which wisdom is knowing self.
Would you agree that's like a very important trait that a man should have?
What, wisdom?
Yeah.
it's the only trait a man should really achieve for, or
What do you think?
strive for.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about our gender, about men?
The biggest misconception about men?
Yeah.
That all we care about is pussy.
Joe, there's something out there that's all they care about, so.
But I think that's a misconception. I think that, yes, that might be a big motive for us because, power of the PUSSY. But I think at the end of the day, we care way more things than just that. Personally, I guess that's my own opinion.
Clout chasing on Instagram, let's touch that area. Cause there's a lot of things I notice about Instagram. I'm one of those guys when I'm on Instagram, I'm watching everything. Like for instance, I was I was looking at somebody's Instagram. And just little things, I'm just very observant. I'm like, oh, you live in a basement. Cause I just noticed all the windows are up high and you know what I'm saying? The stairs are there.
Yeah.
But that was a slip up in a picture, I feel. You see what I'm saying? But other than that, you would think this person is like super famous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that's a big downfall that people have today, like faking the funk, or do you think it's necessary to push your brand?
Is it necessary to push your brand? Yes. I think.
To fake the funk?
Yeah. And not necessarily fake the funk. I mean, I don't call it like, I wouldn't look at it like it's more like faking the funk. I think it's just more like understanding that there's something called marketing and advertising, and marketing and advertising don't have nothing to do with reality. So like when you're dealing with marketing and advertising, don't expect people to really put their picture of them waking up with the picture of a selfie of them waking up or their house messy. Like you should know that naturally. I shouldn't have to, or no one should have to explain to you that we're human and we, your shit stinks just as much as mine does or anybody else's, you know what I'm saying? Like just because people wrap things up beautifully, like don't call it like faking the funk, you know what I mean? Like don't be so.
See what you're saying?
You know what I mean? Don't look at it like it's fake. Oh, she's fake or he's fake because they're putting up these beautiful pictures. No, why would you put up your dirty laundry on your Instagram? Like that's for your dirty laundry. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be able to identify the difference and know the difference. So don't put all your dirty laundry out there for everyone to know. So then if you do that, now you're the real motherfucker. But if I only show you the good side of me, then I'm fake? No, I think that's just part of life. I think that's how it should be.
That's an excellent answer. What helps you stay positive, and the best way to deal with negative energy? Negativity or negative energy?
What allows me to stay positive? I mean, it's life. It's yin and yang. Life is about negative and positive energies, and so for me, it's a choice. Happiness is not a place. It's not a destiny. It's not somewhere where I'm chasing after being happy. No, happiness is something that I cultivate within myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a choice. Every day I choose to be appreciative. So that's what helps me to stay happy, is being grateful.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you never get up and just you're like, fuck, man, do this again.
No, because that's perspective. Because if you're waking up and saying, I gotta do this again, that means you're looking at life like, oh, it's a drag. See, me, I get up and I'm like, I gotta do this again. Yes! You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yes, like, I'm blessed to have life. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's all in the perspective and the shifting of the mindset, right? Like, if your mindset is in a negative, then you're gonna be like, oh, again? But if you're like, yo, this is an opportunity. Even if it's shit, even if you're going through the hardest time, even if you're depressed, even if you're mad, even if you just lost a family member or a friend, if you look at it and say, you know what, that's life. Like, we're meant to live to die. Like, my friend just passed away, he got killed. Yes, it's sad. Yes, okay, yeah, I feel it. but you know what? I'm still alive. And let me live for him then, or let me live for them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you got to understand, it's a blessing to be here. Bro, do you know that they say that there's like, I don't know how many millions of sperm counts that makes it to the egg, and you're that one out of millions that are trying to make it to that sperm count.
That's crazy. I made it, dog.
I made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you look at it from that perspective, you're a blessing because you're the one who made it. You beat all those motherfuckers in your dad's nutsack. Pause. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you beat everybody and then you came out here.
I wish the lottery was like that, boy. That'd be like, no, that's it. When you break it down like that, bro, how many bro, I literally was the one that made it.
I'm the one who made it.
That's
so
crazy.
Guess what? I'm blessed to be here. So I don't know. For me, I wake up every day and I just, there's no other way for me to live but to just be grateful every second, every day. Like, I'm one of those people you barely see like depressed or something. Yeah. I'm not saying I've never gone through a moment of hard time and been mad and down and felt like shit, but I'm very quick to snap out of it and like remind myself like, hold on, yo, Panama, what are you doing? Like, snap out of this bullshit. What you mean? Like, you know how blessed you are, bro? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have family that love you. You're healthy. You got legs. You got hands. Your heart's beating. You're healthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can go outside and have friends and go meet up with your boys and just even shoot the shit, like whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's big, bro. I never really looked at it like that. But that's a good way of I like your perspective when it comes to that. What do you want people to remember you by? Like, when it's all said and done.
When it's all said and done?
They're like, yo, that guy Panama, he was a
fucking beast of a fighter, bro. That guy just fought, and he did, like, fought in a sense of, like, I don't mean it like, because a lot of people say, oh, life is, it's a struggle, you gotta fight. No, I don't believe life is a fight or a struggle. So I want to reform that me saying it's a fight. But
it ain't easy.
It ain't easy, but it's not a fight. It's just, you gotta know how to you gotta know how to live it, right? You gotta know how to live it. So it's just about knowing how to live it. So that's how I want to be known, like that I knew how to live life the best.
Yeah, that's good. Yo, one thing I can say about you, Panama, is like, yo, you never reflected negative energy around me. Notice I said around me. Like, I never heard like, oh man, Dubs, I don't know what I'm gonna do, or oh man, but I guarantee you had fucking times where you're like fucking stressed out.
1000%.
What makes you like that? Like, cause yo, there's a lot of people that's like, yo, they want to let the world know that, yo, fuck, the sky's falling right now for me.
Right.
I can't because the sky's falling. Yo, they did. So what made you be so like? I'm not saying like, cause yo, I'm really thinking right now. You never let anybody know when you're going through rough times.
Yeah.
But fuck, you're human.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Like,
yeah, you know what? So basically for me, the one thing is that I go through rough times, but because life is a yin and yang, we're going to go through ups and downs, right? But it's not that it doesn't make me better than anybody or less than anybody, because no one's better than nobody, but it's one of those things you just know how to live life. Like, you got to know, like, see, I take all my falls and trips as learning lessons. So I find a way to learn from it. So I don't sit there. A lot of people will sit there and like dwell or whine about the negative situation. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh, this sucks, this and that. Like, I don't see no benefit of sitting there and dwelling and whining about me taking a wrong turn or me messing up and making a fuck up. Like, I don't see any benefit in that. I see more benefit in like, okay, what do I have to learn from this? Like, what can I learn from this fuck up? And I swear to you not, bro, I right away I start realizing, okay, this is what I gotta learn from this situation. Oh, I got burnt here. Okay, this way. Yeah, okay, you pissed off, but I don't hold on to anger, bro. I don't hold on to negative energy in my heart, because I know that that's poisonous. For
Yeah,
you.
yes,
You know what I mean? That's scientifically proven at this point. You know that, right?
I heard a lady speaking on, she's just like, if somebody's 25 feet away from you and they have negative energy, that could affect your skills 30%. And I was just like, wow, man, because it's true, bro. Like I could call somebody in on the other side of the continent.
You know what's the number one killer?
Stress.
Right. Which is what? Negative energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all stress is.
Yeah.
Stress is someone taking a negative situation or a wrong turn and dwelling on it.
Dwelling on it. Wow.
That's what stress is. You're stressing on something that you had no control and you didn't know any better.
Yeah.
So where me, I don't stress on things. So I like I said, like you said, right? Like we're human. We're gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna take the wrong turn and we're all gonna make mistakes. But it's how you respond to that mistake. Because some people don't know how to respond. They just react. And that's called also emotional intelligence, which a lot of people also don't work on a lot. Their emotional intelligence. So they become very emotional. And as street dudes, like, you know how it is, like we grew up, or how people grow up, like growing up, like, bro, I've been to jail many times. And when I was in my early teens and all that, like I did a lot of time, right? Like not long time, but I was in and out of jail. And bro, one thing I learned about jail and sitting in there was most of the dudes in jail, all emotional dudes.
It's crazy.
All emotional, the majority. I'm not saying there isn't a 1-2 that are like composed and no. Most, they fly off the hinges off of emotional situations. Yeah. So think about it, like this guy dissed me, he pumped me, I can't take it, bam, bam, bam. Most guys that are shooting up the place, that are doing that, are just emotional dudes. Most guys that are flying off the hinges are emotional dudes.
A man heard a man say, yo, 5-second decision gave him life. Can you take that in, bro? That's crazy.
And that's why I say emotional intelligence is a thing that I feel like every street dude needs to grasp, learn quick, because it could literally, just like that, 5 seconds could change your whole life. Because you're emotional, because you're pissed. And guess what? After, when you're in jail, not in a year, you're gonna realize how you're gonna kick yourself. No, usually like 5 minutes after you actually did it, maybe an hour, when you get home and you actually calm down and you relax, after you blew off that guy's head or you did whatever, you're like, what the fuck did I do? Because you calmed down.
Yeah.
So that's just your emotional, you're just an emotional ass motherfucker. Like, calm the fuck down. Learn to deal with your emotions and transfer them in the right direction.
I like that, man.